Hey guys, what's up? I am back with the brand new video and it's time to do a speed test comparison between the Samsung Galaxy A72 versus the Samsung Galaxy A52, and both phones is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 720G chipset with 8GB of RAM as well. And the only difference between these two devices is battery size as well as the display sizes. So in this video I'm going to show you how much the difference between these two devices when it comes to apps opening speed as well as in the boot up test. So I'm really excited to see that who is going to be the fastest one, A52 or the A72. So without any wasting time, let's get right into it. Both phones is completely off. Now let's start off with the boot up test between these two devices. Here we go. And logo is here exactly the same on both phones, as well as the Galaxy logo as well. And both phones is running on Android 11. We have a Samsung One UI 3.1 on both phones, and we have 6.5-inch display as compared to 6.7-inch display. And Samsung Galaxy A72, it is just a tiny bit more faster there, followed by the A52 as well, about 1 or 2 second difference. So that's really interesting, despite having the same processor, same RAM, same software on both phones. And guys, you can see that, and both phones has a very beautiful display. We have a Full HD Super AMOLED display on both these two devices, again 6.5-inch, 6.7-inch, and also we have 90Hz refresh rate display on both phones. So no difference in this area. And also both phones also has a punch hole, which is also about the same on both phones on the center again. So now let's see the app's opening speed. Okay guys, everything is closed up in the background, no app is running in the background, and also we have same Wi-Fi network on both phones. Now let's start off with the phone dialer. That is more faster on the A52 followed by the A72. So that's really interesting, just a tiny bit faster there. So now let's see settings. That is more faster on the A72 this time. So now let's see YouTube on both phones, launching at the same time, and that is just a tiny bit more faster on the A72. Now let's see the scrolling, exactly the same. Both phones has 90Hz refresh rate display. So now let's check out some games application, and now let's see that how much difference between these two devices despite having same processor on both phones. Now let's see Candy Crush Saga, and that looks faster on the A72. Yes, it is just a tiny bit faster there, followed by the A52. Now let's see Subway Surfer, and again more faster on the A72. Let's see, that is exactly the same on both phones. Again, very interesting result on both phones. Sometimes A72 faster, sometimes A52 faster, but I would say most of the time both phones is perform very similar. Now let's see the pinout. That is definitely exactly the same on both phones at the end. So again, really interesting result. Now let's see the Temper Run 2 on both phones, and looks like exactly the same, but A72 definitely faster there. And both phones also has dual speakers, so no difference in this area. And you can see, and definitely I can safely say that A72 is just a tiny bit more faster than the A52. Now let's see Spotify. Faster on the A72 followed by the A52. Let's see Snapchat. Again, just a tiny bit more faster on the A72. Opening up the Twitter. Faster on the A52 this time, followed by the A72. Now let's see the PUBG Mobile on both phones, and now let's see that which one is faster. Again, both phones has Qualcomm Snapdragon 720G. Looks like both phones is perform very similar, and you can see both phones is perform exactly the same. No difference in this game application. So that's really interesting as well, which is obvious because both phones has the same processor as well as same software as well. So now let's see Zedge application on both phones, and that is definitely more faster on the A72 followed by the A52. Now let's see the scrolling, and that is exactly the same. Last I'm launching the cameras on both phones, default camera app. Now let's see that which one is going to be the fastest one. more faster on the A52 in this area, followed by the A72. Let's see internet browsing speed. I am using the default Samsung internet browser on both phones, wikipedia.org. That is exactly the same on both phones. Now let's see the scrolling. Again, exactly the same. Now let's see the Galaxy shop on both phones, and that is a little bit more faster on the A52 followed by the A72. So now let's see the scrolling, and no lag whatsoever. Again, both phones has 90 Hz refresh rate display. So guys, now let's check out RAM management on both phones. We have 8 GB of RAM on both phones. Phone dialer, no refresh. Let's see settings, no refresh. YouTube, let's see Candy Crush Saga, Subway Surfer. Let's see Pinout. Let's see Temper and 2. Let's see Spotify. Let's see Snapchat. Opening up the Twitter. And now let's see the PUBG Mobile. No refresh so far on both phones. So that's really good as well. Now let's see Zedge. Last we are back to the internet browser where we left, and you can see. And guys, what I have to say regarding the app's opening speed, I can safely say that Samsung Galaxy A72 is just a tiny bit more faster in game map loading time than the Samsung Galaxy A52. But I would say that both phones perform very similar, most of the time about the same. In terms of the RAM management wise, exactly the same, no difference. Excellent RAM management performance on both phones. So that's about it, and thank you so much for watching this speed test comparison between the Samsung Galaxy A72 versus the A52. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel for daily tech videos, and I will catch you in my next video. Peace out.